This is Tom Norfleet with www.citizenshipquickly.com. I'm currently in North Frigate Bay. This is one of the highest points in North Frigate Bay besides Fort Tyson, which I'm going to have another video on. These homes here are higher up than some of the other homes I've shown in Frigate Bay. So the higher you get up, the costs for the lots are more expensive. So the houses per square foot, when you add together the lot, is going to be higher too. The views up here are really good. This is looking over the natural preserve, which is actually going back towards town from Frigate Bay. And you can see way off in the distance that the smaller mountains, Monkey Hill, which I got another video on that one. Wanted to show you some of the houses here, just kind of let you kind of look to see the houses off in the distance up on the hilltops. They've got really good views here. Very nice views that you can kind of, you don't even need AC units here. It's just so nice. It's just a real clear day today too. It's probably around 4:30 in the afternoon. And this is May 2020. And I'm on my bike today, so I'm gonna try to get on here and keep this as steady as I can. But the reason I wanted to show you these homes, I'm going to show you as we come down. These homes run anywhere, most of these are going to run you from 600,000 US up to around 2 million US. But I'm going to go down. I got nice stonework on these walls here too, very pretty. I'm going to take the bike down and just kind of show you as we go down some of the other homes. This is the area that's actually right across from Sugars, and I'm going to go down and show you some other properties as we go down here. Try to keep it as steady as I can with my bike here. But one thing, as I mentioned in other videos, that's nice about St. Kitts is there's the property tax is only 0.20 percentage points of whatever you're buying. So it's like 15 times less than what you would pay on a property tax in New Jersey. There is no estate or inheritance tax here, and believe it or not, there is no St. Kitts, and everything I'm telling you is dealing with St. Kitts. If you're dealing with you're living in a high tax country like Germany or France, then you're going to have to relinquish your tax ties from that country. And if you're a U.S. citizen, to get around all taxes, you would have to relinquish your U.S. citizenship, although you can use the foreign overseas exclusion, and we can show you how in a lot of ways you can get your taxes down to zero using that and never relinquish your U.S. citizenship. But we're looking at like on $100,000 worth of property you buy, you get a roughly 29,000 US dollar exclusion, and then you pay basically 0.20 of whatever percent of whatever you're buying. So if it's 100,000 property, we're just going to round off to 30,000. It's 29, but I'm just going to round it off to 30,000 because it's a fraction. 29,000 a fraction. You subtract that 30,000 from the 100,000, that leaves 70,000 that you pay property tax on at 0.20% what you're buying, which is only 140 US dollars a year, which is almost nothing. And guess what? No taxes on rental income in St. Kitts, and no income taxes on your business. I mean, this is something you rarely see anywhere. Now, one of the reasons I like here too is you can get almost every country in the world that has no income taxes. Makes it very, very difficult for you to actually live there. You have to maybe wait, as when I say live there, to get citizenship and work. Most places that are pure tax havens, you can't work there. Until you become a citizen or you develop some sort of permanent residence and you hire a lot of people, which makes it a lot more complicated and more expensive to do. But here you can get citizenship as quick as 4 months. by buying a property that's at least 200,000. It's in a citizenship area. It's got to be in a citizenship area. You can't just buy it. Like, none of these properties right here qualify for citizenship. So you can buy them, but they won't qualify you to get citizenship in St. Kitts. There are developments that do. There's probably around 80 developments in Nevis and St. Kitts, although St. Kitts is the better type place to get the property, because it's a lot easier to sell when you resell in St. Kitts versus Nevis. But the great thing here is they allow dual citizenship, and they don't tax worldwide income. You're only, in fact, there's no income taxes here, so they make it from import duties, stamp duties, things like this. But if you're a citizen, once you're 62 years old, most of your hospital care is free unless you want a private or semi-private room, and dental care is free after 60 if you go to the government clinics. So, and guess what? No income tax for that. You wonder, gee whiz, they must manage the money pretty good. It just goes to show you what happens in these other OECD countries that tax the hell out of you, and they don't, like in the US, you don't have free health care. And then you lose about 40–50% of your money in taxes. But this is a citizenship area, which I've shown on another video. Up on the hilltop there, you can see that one. Now the views up there are real good, and that is a citizenship development. And you can see these other ones that are way up high on the hill. Most of those houses up on the hilltop run probably 1.5 million to 2 million, right in there. If you can get one for $1 million, that's a good deal. It's a big house up there, US. Everything I'm telling you, US dollars. But the great thing about St. Kitts is English speaking. Whereas, you don't have to pass a language test. If you get citizenship here, they really don't even care if you don't speak English. As long as you buy citizenship property, you can still get citizenship here. And you can keep your citizenship where you're at now because they allow dual citizenship. But the biggest disadvantage in getting citizenship in a lot of countries is they don't allow dual citizenship, and they also require you to, if you get citizenship in another country, they require you to give up your other citizenship, and so you would have to relinquish it in a lot of cases in a lot of countries. Not here, but in a lot of countries, they do require that. But again, no capital gains tax as far as St. Kitts go, no income tax, no inheritance or state taxes. Income tax on rental property is, there is nothing for rental property. Can you imagine owning a ton of rental properties and not having to pay any income tax on it? That's incredible as far as St. Kitts goes. Now, also your property tax, a lot of people pay just a ton of money in property taxes in the US. New Jersey, for instance, you're looking at over 15 times the property tax in New Jersey than in St. Kitts. And then on top of that, no income tax here on the properties, on rental income. So this is something you really have to take a look at. It's a really, really good deal. And it's, like I said, it's English speaking. The weather's real nice here all year round. There are direct flights from Canada and also to the United States from here, about 3 to 4 hours on the East Coast, depending on where you're going, whether it's Toronto, Miami, or you have direct flights also from Atlanta, North Carolina, and Charlotte, and also New York. So these are some, which is direct flights directly to here. I'm gonna go down here and just show you a little bit more. It's kind of steep, so I'm trying to drive with one hand, going down slow here. But you can see, look at the ocean off here in the distance. The view up here is really nice. And you don't even need AC. I don't even have AC that I use in my house, and because it just stays so nice all year round. It's not as hot as North Carolina where I grew up, and in the summertime in July. And my electric bill runs me $30 to $50 US a month, no joke. And then you're looking at, and if you use AC, it's going to be a lot higher. Electricity rates are higher here if you use AC than the US, so you have to take that into consideration. If you don't use it, like I don't need heating or air conditioning because the weather's so mild here all year round. Now, my internet bill runs me just under $40 US a month. My water bill is $7 US a month. 7. My also I've got I'm just thinking of some of the other bills that I've got that are that's pretty much it as far as your main bills go. Gas, I use gas too on my stove, and that tank has lasted me 4 years in one tank. I mean, it takes me forever, and it costs me $50 US for one tank of gas. So, and we have properties, now I'm showing you nice resort properties that are high up, but you know, we've got properties that are 85,000 US that are in town. But you know, your area is going to be a lot different. I mean, you can go under 85,000 if you want and still live in a tax-free country. They make real good rental properties. They don't come on the market that often, but you got a lot of houses that have walls up here. But if you're trying to, if you're a real libertarian and you like really watching your total, not just income tax, but I'm talking about total taxes, property tax, income tax, sales tax, everything that's on top. The food prices here are really not that much higher than the US. Now, Cayman Islands is a lot higher in Bermuda on the food prices than here. There's no comparison. And that's usually where they get you, but the prices stay fairly low here. There's a lot of competition with the food stores. So, and you can also ship things in with Amazon. A lot of people do that also. You can ship in through a shipping company here, a square foot box. You can get it all the way here for 12 US with Amazon. I mean, these are just some things that will tell you how cheap everything is. Even if you're not 60 years old and you're paying your own medical bills, like for instance, stuff like, you know, your dental bills only still run about maybe 25, 30 US dollars through the government dental program just to get your teeth clean and examined. About 30 US bucks. Everything here as far as medical is a lot cheaper in the US. US is the most expensive place in the world as far as medical stuff goes. I mean, there's no comparison. I'm gonna go up this, looks like a, well, I'll go down here. This is, now we're going down on a lower part. So I'm gonna have to really slow down here. I'm driving with one hand with the camera in the other. Now you can see the view out here. This is the Atlantic side here. Some people like the Atlantic side view better. Some people like the Caribbean side. But this island, you know, has the Atlantic on one side and the Caribbean on the other side. So, you know, and that's the Marriott. You can see right in the middle, the picture there. It's closed down now because of the coronavirus. We're gradually starting to open up here in May now. And but one thing I would advise you, if you're looking for, again, and I've mentioned this in other videos, if you're looking for properties that are outside of Frigate Bay, the Southeast Peninsula, and are citizenship properties, then you're going to have to pay a land alien holding license fee of 10% when you buy it. Now, before you get blown up over it, I'm going to tell you how you avoid it. Is get citizenship here, and you get exempt from all properties from the land alien holding license. Now, remember, I've told you there's 3 sections well, you can avoid that automatically, and that's buying in Frigate Bay, the Southeast Peninsula, or any economic citizenship development. Okay, so that by avoiding that 10% land alien holding license, you have to actually, they actually do a background check on you. It's not a real extensive, but they do a background check on you, and it takes several months to get that to process. Unless you're already living or you're a national of the Eastern Caribbean states, which are countries like Grenada, Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent. There's about, I think there's 7 countries in that. Then you're exempt from, even if you're not a citizen here, you're still exempt from having to pay the land alien holding license fee if you are a national of those countries. And one thing that's nice about getting citizenship here too is if you get citizenship here, you can go to any of those Eastern Caribbean states, which are the prettiest countries in the Caribbean. You can live there and work there without even a worker's permit if you're licensed here. That's the great thing here is you can literally go to those countries and work there. And you don't even have to be a citizen of those countries. It's kind of like the EU. In fact, they've actually got more, it's more lenient than the EU if you're a member of the EU going to any other EU country. So, I mean, this has got a lot of advantages here. St. Lucia is a real pretty country. You can literally go and live there and have citizenship here. And you can go live there without any restrictions because you're a citizen of St. Kitts. But now St. Lucia does have an internal income tax. The only ones in the Eastern Caribbean states that don't have an income tax is St. Kitts and Nevis, which are 2 countries but 1 federation, and Antigua and Barbuda. So if you want citizenship and avoid the income tax, the estate tax, inheritance tax, then you would have to pick either Antigua and Barbuda or St. Kitts and Nevis. I actually like St. Kitts and Nevis better. There's just, I mean, I have to do another video on that alone. But it's a more prettier country, and it's got more mountains. You don't have much in Antigua as far as mountains go. It's more or less flat. They got some hills there, but they're not very high like here. We've got one of the highest mountain ranges in the Caribbean with La Amiga Mountain. But you can kind of see what the houses look like here. La Amiga is a good place. If you come up here, you ought to try to hike there. You need to get a guide if you're going up there because some people have gotten lost going up there, and you don't want to get lost going up the La Amiga. But it's a lot of things to do here. If you like, a great place to bring up kids. If you want to, if you like a lot of sailing, water sports, swimming 365 days a year, you can do it here. That's the great thing about it. I mean, it's very, very nice for water sports, diving, snorkeling, any of these type of things. Anyway, if you're interested in getting more videos as they come out automatically, hit that video, the subscribe button to the right of your screen. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And also, I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below, and I'll get back with you as soon as I get it. And if you're not interested in St. Kitts, but you're interested in other countries, we deal with 74 other countries that we deal with. We can get you in residency by investment or citizenship by investment. I like this one because it really checks all the boxes. No income tax, allows dual citizenship. You don't have to pass a language test to get the actual citizenship. These are key things that I look at that really give you total freedom when you go somewhere. And you've got a lot of visa-free countries. You can go to all the Schengen countries with this passport. You definitely want to make sure those countries are covered when you get a second passport. Anyway, look forward to talking to you on the next video, and take care. Bye.